zone, knowing my sister's Chanel suit probably cost more than my clinic's monthly rent. The maitre d' nodded politely, leading me to our usual table where my family was already deep in conversation. Sarah, finally, Mom waved her diamond-laden hand. We were just hearing about Amanda's incredible promotion. Chief of Surgery at Metropolitan General. I slid into my seat as my sister dominated the conversation, describing her latest cardiac procedure and the size of her new private practice suite. So, Amanda turned to me, surgical precision in her smile. Still in that little walk-in clinic? In the strip mall between the grocery store and nail salon. The acquisition papers in my bag felt heavy. 5 years of careful planning, building a network of clinics, and tomorrow morning, Metropolitan General would belong to Winters Medical Group. How many patients do you see? Dad asked, swirling his wine. Must be quiet, tucked away in that shopping center. I sipped my water, thinking of the helicopter waiting to fly me to the hospital board meeting at dawn. We stay busy enough. Oh honey, Mom sighed, you could have had a real hospital career. Amanda could probably find you something at Metropolitan. Maybe in general practice. Amanda laughed delicately. We might have an opening in the walk-in clinic. Something more, your speed. The television above the bar caught my attention. The business news was covering tomorrow's major healthcare announcement. I'd kept my identity private, letting the medical network success speak for itself. Speaking of hospitals, Amanda gestured to the screen. Have you heard about this mysterious Winters Medical Group? Buying up facilities left and right. Though they'd never look at something as small as your clinic. My phone buzzed, message from our CFO. Final valuation, $4.2 billion. Board meeting confirmed for 7 a.m. You know, Amanda continued, Metropolitan's walk-in clinic needs doctors. Basic stuff, nothing complicated. Perfect for someone with your experience. The acquisition contracts felt heavy in my bag. The same hospital network that had rejected my healthcare innovation proposals 3 years ago. To my brilliant daughter, Dad raised his glass to Amanda. Leading the future of medicine. I checked my watch. 12 hours until the board meeting. 12 hours until they learned that while they mocked my tiny clinic, I'd built the largest private healthcare network in the state. Here's my card. Amanda slid her embossed business card across the table. Call my assistant. We'll find you something appropriate for your level. I touched the ID badge in my pocket, the one that read, Dr. Sarah Winters, CO Winters Medical Group in gold lettering. The one I'd never worn to family dinners. Actually, I started, but Amanda was already talking over me. Did I mention my new surgical wing? She beamed. They're naming it after me. The Amanda Chin Center for Cardiac Excellence. It's wonderful having a daughter at such a prestigious hospital, Mom gushed. Though of course Sarah, your little clinic is nice too. The news segment continued silently above the bar. Healthcare giant Winters Medical Group set to announce major acquisition. The crawler below showed Metropolitan General's stock price climbing on acquisition rumors. Remember when you wanted to revolutionize healthcare? Amanda smirked. All those proposals about integrated medical networks? How did that work out? I remembered standing in Metropolitan's boardroom 3 years ago, pitching my vision for connected healthcare facilities. Amanda had walked past twice, pretending not to see me. Their rejection letter had called my ideas unrealistic and impractical. Speaking of changes, Dad turned to me. That strip mall is getting a bit run down. Maybe it's time to consider a real medical career. My phone buzzed again. Metropolitan board members all in place. Legal team confirms everything's ready for tomorrow. Don't wait too long, Amanda called as we finished dinner. Those walk-in clinic positions fill up fast. Though with your experience we might have to start you as a resident. I smiled, thinking of the new hospital signs already being installed under cover of darkness. Sometimes the best diagnosis isn't the most obvious one. It's the one nobody sees coming. Dawn broke over the city as my helicopter approached Metropolitan General. The hospital's iconic sign glowed in the distance, unaware it would display a different name within hours. Dr. Winters, my assistant James appeared with a tablet. The board is assembled. They think it's a routine quarterly meeting. Your sister just arrived. She's giving a presentation about her new cardiac wing. I smoothed my tailored white coat, The one I'd bought after our first hospital acquisition but never worn to family dinners. And the paperwork? All finalized. Majority shareholders signed off last night. The moment you walk in, Metropolitan General becomes part of Winters Medical Group. The irony wasn't lost on me. 3 years ago, I'd waited in Metropolitan's lobby for hours, clutching my healthcare network proposal. Amanda had walked past, too important to acknowledge her small-time sister. My phone lit up with texts from last night. Mom, darling, think about Amanda's offer. The clinic life must be so lonely. Amanda, called HR. Might have resident positions open. Better than strip malls. Dad, be practical, Sarah. You need a real hospital career. They're all here, James checked his tablet. Your family thinks they're attending Amanda's cardiac wing dedication ceremony. Through the boardroom windows, I could see Amanda at the podium, gesturing grandly as she described her vision for the Amanda Chin Center for Cardiac Excellence. Our surgical center will set new standards, she was saying. No other hospital in the network can compare. If she only knew her precious cardiac wing would be renamed within the hour. And now, the board chairman interrupted, looking uncomfortable. Before we continue with Dr. Chen's presentation, we have an important announcement. Amanda frowned, still standing at the podium. Please welcome the CEO of Winters Medical Group, who as of this morning, is the new owner of Metropolitan General Hospital. The room fell silent. Amanda's laser pointer clattered to the floor. I stepped through the doors, my heels echoing on marble. The same boardroom that had rejected my proposal now displayed our company's success metrics on every screen. Thank you, I began, my voice carrying across the stunned room. 5 years ago, I started with a small clinic with a vision of revolutionizing healthcare delivery. Mom's face went pale as she recognized her unsuccessful daughter. Today, that vision becomes reality. Winters Medical Group now operates the largest integrated healthcare network in the state. And yes, I paused, looking directly at Amanda, that includes your cardiac wing, which will be integrated into our standard cardiac care protocol. Dad's hand shook as he looked at Metropolitan's new organizational chart, with my name at the top. The new hospital signs are being unveiled as we speak, I continued smoothly, though I should mention we'll be postponing the cardiac wing dedication ceremony indefinitely. Through the window, I watched as workers removed the Metropolitan General lettering from the building's facade. A news helicopter circled overhead, capturing the moment for the evening broadcasts. Effective immediately, I continued, all department heads will report to our Central Medical Board. This includes, I turned to Amanda, still frozen at the podium, the cardiac surgery department. You can't. Amanda's voice cracked. My cardiac wing, my protocols, will be thoroughly reviewed, I finished, pulling up our standardized cardiac care metrics. Our network survival rates are 23% higher than Metropolitan's current numbers. The board members shifted uncomfortably, avoiding Amanda's gaze. They'd seen the numbers, they knew why they'd approved the sale. As for staffing, I clicked to the next slide. All positions will be re-evaluated based on our network's performance standards. Amanda finally stepped down from the podium, her perfect composure cracking. I'm chief of surgery. You can't just. Actually, I interrupted, displaying the acquisition terms. As of 7 a.m., all executive medical positions are subject to review. Including, I paused, savoring the moment, chief of surgery. Mom's designer purse slipped from her lap. Dad loosened his tie, likely remembering all those times he'd dismissed my little clinic at family gatherings. The massive windows offered a clear view as the new sign was lifted into place. Winters Medical Center, illuminated in bright blue letters against the morning sky. Your office, I continued, looking at Amanda, will be relocated to the 3rd floor. The executive suite will house our network's cardiac research team. Research team. Amanda's voice was barely a whisper. Yes, the same one that developed the protocols you called unrealistic 3 years ago. The ones now saving 23% more patients. James appeared with a stack of papers. The press is waiting in the lobby and the governor's office called to congratulate you. Also, the new badges are ready. I held up Amanda's new ID card, no longer chief of surgery, just cardiac department staff. Sometimes, I addressed the room, but my eyes stayed on my sister, The biggest medical breakthroughs don't come from the biggest offices. They come from people willing to start small and think big. The morning sun streamed through the windows, illuminating the new hospital sign, a beacon of change visible across the city. Sometimes the best medicine isn't prescribed in surgical suites. It's delivered with a dose of humility. Evening shadows crept across my new executive office, formerly Amanda's suite, as I reviewed the day's headlines on multiple screens. Winters Medical Group acquires Metropolitan General in surprise takeover. Healthcare innovator reveals identity. Dr. Sarah Winters rise from clinic to empire. Metropolitan stock soars 40% after Winters acquisition. Revolutionary healthcare network reshapes medical landscape. Dr. Winters, James appeared quietly, your family is here. They've been trying to reach you since the board meeting. I turned from the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the hospital complex, now all bearing the Winters Medical Group logo. Send them in. The doors opened to reveal a very different family from last night's dinner. Amanda's surgical scrubs had replaced her designer suit, her perfect hair now disheveled. Mom's usual poise had vanished. Dad clutched a folder of Metropolitan General stock certificates, now bearing our company's name. Sarah. Amanda's voice shook. You can't just, my department, my cardiac wing. Please sit. I gestured to the leather chairs facing my desk. The same ones Amanda had bragged about at countless family dinners. How? Dad stepped forward. That little clinic in the strip mall was the first of 200 locations. I pulled up our network map. While you were mocking my small practice, I was building the largest integrated healthcare system in the region. But all those times we offered to help you find a real hospital position. Mom stammered. I was too busy buying them. I displayed our acquisition history. Did you never wonder why I chose that specific strip mall location? Right in the heart of our target demographic. Amanda stared at her old nameplate now sitting in the outgoing box. My cardiac center dedication has been repurposed, I completed. The space will better serve patients as our new integrated care unit. You can't demote your own sister, Mom pleaded. Her reputation. Like she protected mine? I pulled up the security footage from 3 years ago. When I waited 6 hours to present my healthcare network proposal. The one you called small-time thinking, Amanda? The screens showed Amanda deliberately ignoring me in the lobby, too important to acknowledge her sister with the unrealistic ideas. Your surgical privileges, I slid papers across the desk, are under review. However, I'm prepared to offer you a position. Hope flickered in her eyes. General practice. Walk-in clinic, I said. Someone has to do the basic stuff, remember? Dad's face burned. Amanda glared. This is revenge. No, I adjusted my coat. This is healthcare innovation. Revenge is just extra. James entered with updates. Patient satisfaction up 15%. CDC wants our model nationwide. Outside, our new hospital signs lit the skyline. Now, I looked at Amanda. About that clinic job. Didn't you say spots fill fast? Silence filled the room. Think about it, I added. Positions don't stay open long. They left shoulders heavy. I lifted Amanda's old badge. Oh, and Amanda? She turned, mascara smudged. Everyone needs a residency in humility. The door shut. The city lights blinked below. Proof my